PlayStation 4. The Hollywood Avengers have been wedged into the National League West. You can see the standings on the screen. There's a little less than 2 months left. The Avengers are half a game in front of the LA Dodgers in first place after losing first place after the All-Star break. It's the first week or perhaps the second week of August. Let's jump into the schedule. So it's the beginning of a quick 2-game set at Cleveland, interleague play against the Indians. Let's view organizations' games. Tom Hiddleston or Loki going for win number 15. All preceding games will be simulated. Do you want to continue? Yes. Playful game. We are the away team going to Cleveland. This is Progressive Field. It's raining. That sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Tom Hiddleston, a.k.a. Loki, 14-5. Everybody's nice and healed up, healthy, good to go. Let's rock and roll. These are the starting lineups. Just for your information, I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. And of course, they do play-by-play. That's the game inside the game. If you don't like the sound of my voice, you're in the wrong place. Nevertheless, I'm glad that you're here. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Live! Get ready for some Major League Baseball here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio, as the Hollywood Avengers visit the Cleveland Indians. On the mound for the Indians, Griffin Canning, making his 22nd start of the season's record is 4-7 with a 6.66 earned run average. Mark of the beast. Leading off for the Avengers is Anthony Mackie, 307, 14 homers, 57 RBIs. He is the new Captain America. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. Fastball outside, ball one. Indians are in first place in the AL Central. This could be a possible playoff matchup. 18 games over 500.
First pitch, 7-11.
Just misses outside off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Ah, nice to play some baseball. And he fouls off the changeup. Back behind home plate, count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Sam Wilson. Just finds the outside corner, paints the black, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got to protect the plate now. Called third strike. Thought it was low and away. Mackey's not pleased. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for Canning, first out of the ball game here in the top of the first. Next up is Tom Holland, Spider-Man, hitting 363, 14 homers, 67 runs batted in. Off the third baseman's glove, he picks it up, throws to first. It is in time. Gorgeous play by the third baseman on Cleveland. My goodness. Mr. Sean Smith, welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching. Hollywood Avengers lineup. Mackie is at the shortstop. Tom Holland is at second. Robert Downey Jr. is at first. Mark Ruffalo is the DH. The catcher, Chris Evans. Chadwick Boseman's at third. Dave Bautista is in right. Sebastian Stan is in left. And batting ninth and playing center field, Don Cheadle. Tony Stark, or Robert Downey Jr., steps up. He's hitting 295. And he, a little late on the fastball, fouls it down the left field line, out of play, strike one. If you're interested, Mr. Smith, I'm going to be taking a short break after Avengers Baseball completes itself. And then I'm going to be jumping on the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, that sci-fi RPG. Fastball is high, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. So if you're into Renegade Karen, if you're into Mass Effect, keep an eye out for that stream later on this evening. Fastball at the knees, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Darryl Parker is the home plate umpire. 1-2 to Tony Stark. Here's the pitch. Hard ground ball to the shortstop. Fields fires, scooped out of the dirt by Eddie Murray. Nice play to retire the side. So a half inning of baseball here at Progressive Field in Colorado. Oh, check that. This guy, you know who I am, Mr. Outlander. There's no score here heading to the bottom of the first. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to like the video. On the mound, Loki, Tom Hiddleston, 14-5. He's going for win number 15 on the season. Brother of Thor, Odin's son. And leading off is Edgar Martinez, 276, 15 homers, Edgar is, I believe, the first baseman of the Indians. Grounds it up the first baseline, speared by Tony Stark, takes it to the bag himself. 1 pitch, 1 away. Starting lineup for the Cleveland Indians: Edgar Martinez is at third, Al Kaline's in right, Eddie Murray's at first, Ken Griffey Jr. is in center, J.D. Martinez is the designated hitter, Garrett Anderson's in left, Trevor Story's at shortstop, Salvador Perez is the catcher, and batting ninth and playing second base, Colton Wong. Al Kaline, 269, 21 homers, 68 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch. In there, strike 1. The Avengers 76 and 43. They are good for second place in the NL West. That's Anthony Mackie at shortstop and Don Cheadle in center field. Something about giving a homeless man a backpack with food and things you can just makes you feel good the rest of the day. You know what? I happen to agree with you, Mr. Outlander. You know, charity and generosity will always make you a better person, in my humble opinion. Everyone is entitled to theirs, but that opinion is mine. So good for you if that happened to be you today. Count is 0-2 to Kaline. Swing and a miss, struck him out on the high fastball, and there are 2 away. First strikeout of the game for Tom Hiddleston.
The first baseman, Eddie.
Next up, first baseman Eddie Murray, switch hitter, Hall of Famer, 305, 33 homers, 81 RBIs. Here with a month and a half of the season left. Fastball down and in, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Eddie Murray played his career with the Baltimore Orioles in the 1970s and 80s. 3,000 hit club guy. In there, count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And he tied him up in knots. Swing and a miss, struck him out in 1-2-3 inning for Loki. After an inning of baseball here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, there's no score. This is Avengers baseball. Don't forget to hydrate. So I think we're going to go to Heidi Watney in the dugout. But as you can see, we cannot hear her voice, so we're going to have to cut away. Yeah, I see this guy every day, so I pulled him over to give him. Good for you, Mr. Outlander. Good for you, in all seriousness. Up next is Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, 339, a team-leading 25 homers and 102 RBIs. Steps up to lead off in the top of the second here for the Avengers. Fastball outside, ball 1. And he's late on the slider, swinging a miss. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Jams him high and tight with the 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch from Canning. Grounds it up the first base line, foul ball. Count remains 2-2. And again, jams and pops it up. Play in foul territory for Eddie Murray, makes the catch, and that's the first out in the inning. Defensive alignment for the Cleveland Indians in the outfield from left to right. We have Garrett Anderson, Ken Griffey Jr., and Al Kaline. In the infield, Edgar Martinez, Trevor Story, Colton Wong, Eddie Murray, with Salvador Perez behind home plate. Next up, Chris Evans plays Steve Rogers in the MCU, 320, 11 homers, 54 RBIs. And he pulls it to the second baseman Wong, throws to first, and there are 2 away. So 2 down, up steps Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, 332, 14 homers, 57 RBIs. We are watching the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who grounds it to the shortstop, backhanded by Trevor, throws it in the dirt, but scooped nicely by Murray, and they have retired the size. 1-2-3 inning for Canning. Inning and a half of baseball, no score. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. hitting .331, 25 homers, 85 RBIs. Truly a legend. Fastball in there. Strike one. Foul tipped into the glove, down and in. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. So as I said earlier, Tom Hiddleston has 14 wins. He's going for win number 15. His brother, Thor Odinson, has 18 wins on the season. That is a lazy fly ball to center. There is War Machine. Don Cheadle makes the catch for the first down. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right today is Sebastian Stan, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. In the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., with Chris Evans, the first Avenger, behind home plate. The Avengers lead the National League in fielding percentage. Up next for the Cleveland Indians, J.D. Martinez, 320, 38 homers, 107 RBIs. And that is a fly ball to right center. There is Drax. He makes the catch, 2-way. So 2 down, up steps left fielder Garrett Anderson, 276, 17 homers, 58 RBIs. Garrett played during the 1990s for the Angels of Anaheim. I think they were called the California Angels when he played for them. I'm not sure. Pitches inside, ball 1-1-0. But Garrett Anderson was an all-star, but he was not a Hall of Famer. Really good hitting outfielder, but you know, didn't get to Cooperstown. Fouls it back. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Late on the fastball, grounds up the third base line. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And fouls it back. Pulls it foul up the first base line. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. We are in the bottom of the second, no score. First game of a quick swing and a miss. Struck him out on the high fastball. Side is retired. We'll get back to that when we return. 2 innings played. No score here at Progressive Field. This is Avengers baseball. Oh, yeah. We go to the top of the third. Up steps Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, or Dave Bautista. 316, 20 homers. Check that, 12 homers and 60 RBIs. And that's a line drive, but hangs up there for the right fielder to make the catch. And there's 1 pitch, 1 away. American League Central Division, as you can see, the Cleveland Indians have a 6-game lead over the Kansas City Royals in this fictional franchise. 162 games for the Hollywood Avengers. Up next, Sebastian Stan, 285, 8 homers, 35 RBIs. He plays the Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes, in the MCU. And he pulls it, but it may dunk in there. It may bloop, and it will. It's going to bloop and go all the way. He makes a turn and heads to second. He may get all the way to third. Finally, Ken Griffey picks it up, throws it wildly to the infield. He could possibly have made it all the way home, but he'll settle for a triple with 1 out here in the top of the third inning. My goodness. So it was a bloop. They were playing him deep off the end of the bat. He went for the dive. For whatever reason, the center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr., was not immediately backing up the play, and he got to run all the way to third base before that ball made its way back into the infield. Next up is Don Cheadle, 273, 10 homers, 55 RBIs. With 1 out, he does not need a hit in order to score the first run of the ball game. Let's see what happens. And he fouls off the curveball for strike 1. Don Cheadle has been mired in a slump for most of the second half of the season. First half he was hitting over 300, now he's down to 273. Runner leads off third. And he pops him up. Foul territory. Martinez makes the catch, and he does not get the runner home from third. Now they'll need a hit to score that run.
Now batting, number 9.
Lineup turns over. Anthony Mackie steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Again, runner leads off third. 2 down now. And that's a line drive, but right at the right fielder Al Kaline to retire the side, right on the nose. However, after 2.5 innings of baseball, still no score. Don't forget to hydrate. So we go to the bottom of the third. Up steps the shortstop, Trevor Story. He's hitting .286. He has 29 homers and 68 RBIs on the season. Hiddleston deals. Chases a fastball low and outside, strike one. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And he pulls the high fastball down the left field line out of play. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Misses inside, 1-2. Out in front of the changeup, swing and a miss. Struck him out, there's 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for Tom Hiddleston. Here's the replay. Was it a strike? Yes, it was. He was just way out in front of the change of speed. So, next up is the catcher, Salvador Perez. .242, 13 homers, 50 RBIs. Swing and a miss at the 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike 1. Misses low, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looked high, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. The count is 1-2. And he pulls his hands in and drives it down the left field line, but out of play. Count remains 1-2. Fouls it down the right field line, out of play. Grounder to third. Fielded by Black Panther. Long throw, but in time for the second out. So with 2 away, up steps the second baseman, Colton Wong. He's hitting .266. He has 5 homers and 32 RBIs. Fastball inside corner, strike 1. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. Again, a quick 0-2 count. Fouls off the fastball. Count remains 0-2. Just for accountability's sake, I like to show the gameplay. Hitting difficulty is set to All-Star. Pitching difficulty is set to All-Star. Not looking to brag, just for accountability's sake. Somewhere in the middle as far as difficulty is concerned. Not looking to impress anybody, just looking to have a good time. So Wong flies to right. There is Batista, makes the catch to retire the side. So 2.5 gone by. Still no score here at Progressive Stadium. You know what this is. This is Avengers Baseball. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Up steps Spider-Man. Tom Holland is 0 for 1. He leads the team in hitting. And he chases a high slider, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Batting average is sitting at .362. That's first on the team. Pitches outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strikes. I think that's like second or third in the National League. So first on the team, top 3. And he pulls the breaking ball foul. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tom Holland is not the first man to play Spider-Man in a movie, but I like him the best. And again, he rolls it over up the third base line, foul. Did he check it? Yes, he did. He did not go, so the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the dirt, full count, 3-2. On deck is Tony Stark, Iron Man. Here comes a full count pitch from Canning. Keep wanting to say Channing. And it is a ground ball to Story at short, throws to first in time, and there's one away. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. It's a tie, 97-97 between Loki and Griffin Canning. It's also a tie ball game here in the fourth. No score. Next up, Tony Stark, 0 for 1, grounded out in the first. Second at bat. In the dirt, ball 1. Tony's been hot in the second half. He's got his average total up to 18. I think he's got like 72 RBIs. Pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. That puts him on a pace somewhere about 25 and 100, I would imagine, for the season. 3 balls, no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not, because I don't swing on 3-0. I refuse. And that's why. Because maybe I would have swung at a bad pitch and popped up. So it's a 1-out walk for Tony. Robert Downey Jr. is at first. And up steps the incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, who popped out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Late on that outside fastball. Count is 0-1. Mark has 25 homers and 102 RBIs with over a month and a half of the season left to go. So pitch is low, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm interested to see how high those totals can go. 40-120 seems well within reach. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Perez. No advance on the bases. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Outside corner, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner leads off first. Nothing here in the top of the fourth. Here comes the pitch from Canning. Outside, full count. On deck is Chris Evans, the first Avenger. Will he be off with 1 away? I don't think so. Tony does not have a lot of speed at first, so I think he'll stay. And it's a shallow fly ball to center field. There is Ken Griffey Jr. for the second out. Next up, Chris Evans. 0 for 1, he grounded out. 2 away here, runner leads off first. Fastball outside, 95 on the radar gun, that's ball 1. Outside and high, 2-0. Canning looks wild. Right on the edge, on the black. Count is 2-1. Can't do anything with that pitch. And he yanks it into the screen covering the first base sideline. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off first. Pitch is in the dirt. Count goes full. Another 3-2 count to a hitter. This time the runner at first will be in motion with 2 away. And he swings at a bad pitch, pops it up. Third baseman Edgar Martinez makes the catch to retire the side. That was ball 4. However, couldn't hold back. At the end of 3.5, still no score. Question. If you walk somebody, is it still considered a perfect game if the next 2 people get out? No, it is not. If you walk somebody, it's a no-hitter. It's not a perfect game. It's only a perfect game when it's 27 up and 27 out. If you walk somebody, it then becomes a no-hitter. Good question, Mr. Outlander. Leading off in the bottom of the fourth is Edgar Martinez. Takes strike 1. Ground ball to short, fielded by Anthony Mackie. Cut the check, there's 1 away. Next up, Al Kaline, the right fielder, struck out in the first inning. He is 0 for 1. Fastball misses low and outside, ball 1. Low with the changeup, 2 balls, no strikes. That's a line drive to center. There is War Machine Don Cheadle, and there are 2 outs. Two away, up steps the switch-hitting first baseman Eddie Murray, who struck out in the first. 2 outs, bases empty, no score. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Loki looks like he's got good stuff. I hope I don't jinx him by saying that, but misses just off the outside edge. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. I mean, he's pitched 3 2/3 shutout innings. He's got at least 4 strikeouts. Fouls it off. 2 outs just like that. You see, that's exactly what I mean, Mr. Outlander. 2 quick outs. Nice and smooth. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's probably strikeout number 5. 1-2-3 inning for Loki. 4 innings complete. Still no score. Now, I don't want to jinx him, but that's 4 no-hit innings for Tom Hiddleston. When you say it, you jinx it. Next up, the late, great Chadwick Boseman. Grounded out in the second. I say late and great because we lost Chadwick, unfortunately, to colon cancer. May he rest in peace. Deep fly ball to right center field. Racing over is the greatest one. Ken Griffey Jr. makes the catch 1 away. That's the first out here in the top of the 5th. Next up, Dave Bautista, former WWE professional wrestler. I said it already, Mr. Outlander. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Chase a bad pitch for the first strike. I said it, I jinxed it. Terrible. Terrible. High and tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. You must be my witness, sir. I've thrown his brother, Thor Odinson, or, of course, Chris Hemsworth, down and low. 2 balls, 1 strike. His brother, Chris Hemsworth, threw a perfect game this season. Game number 81 on the season. Hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Dave Bautista. Here comes the pitch from Canning. That's a line drive to center, but there again is Ken Griffey Jr. for the second out. And there's 2 away. Next up, Sebastian Stan, who had a triple in his first at-bat but failed to score. In retrospect, it would have been nice to have that lead right about now. And he chases a high fastball for strike 1. Did he chase it? No, he did not, according to the first base umpire. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouls off the fastball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 5th. Still no score. Jams him, slicing out of play. Foul ball. Pitch just misses low. Full count. Didn't like the call. Thought it was called strike 3. Wait a second. How about ground ball backhanded by Colton Wong. Throws to first. Scooped out of the dirt. 1-2-3 inning for Canning. It is a 4.5 innings gone by. Still no score. Wait a second, the Outlander says. How do you have that banner at the bottom? It's a setting that you can do on the PlayStation 4 in the settings. You can write a line of dialogue on the bottom. Heidi Watney, sideline reporter. It's in the settings. Where exactly, I wouldn't be able to tell you without having you literally, I'd have to, show you if you were sitting next to me. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Ken Griffey Jr. is 0 for 1. Here's Tom Hiddleston. Swinging a miss at the inside fastball, strike 1. Fouls it off. You can check. Well, it's in the settings. I swear to you. It's something to do with the broadcast settings or something on your PlayStation 4. The count to Ken Griffey Jr. is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And he fouls it off. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the slider to stay alive. The count remains 0-2. I think Ken Griffey Jr. hit over 600 home runs in his Major League career. Fouls it back, and we'll line him up again. Into the teeth of the shift from short right field. He throws to first in time. 1 away. Nice play by Spider-Man Tom Holland. Next up with 1 away, J.D. Martinez. He flew out in the second. He's 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. Checks the swing in there. Strike 1. Out in front of the slider, swinging a miss. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball, base hit up the third baseline, and the perfect game and no-hit bid is no more. Nice play by Sebastian Stan in left field to get that ball back in quickly. It was not a double, it was he held him to a single. But a 2-out single puts a hit on the board for the Cleveland Indians. Next up is Garrett Anderson. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 4 1/3 innings, no-hit ball. And that's again another hit heading towards the left center field gap, and it will roll all the way to the wall. He will stop at third. It'll be second and third with 1 away. 2 consecutive hits. It's double number 16 for Garrett Anderson. And they have 2 runners in scoring position now with only 1 away. Here's the replay. I jinxed it. So next up is the shortstop Trevor Story. Struck out in the third. Ground ball up the middle and through. It will be a 2-run single for Trevor Story. And just like that, the Cleveland Indians have a early 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. It's not so early. Pardon me for saying that. It's a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've broken through on the scoreboard. Ugh. Next up, what am I talking about? His name's Salvador Perez. He's the catcher. Fouls it off for strike 1. That 2-run single discombobulated me. Throw down to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Trevor Story. Got a good jump. Throw was on the mark, but a little late. Runner in scoring position, 1-1 count. Hits it high and deep, but foul. The count will be 1 ball and 2 strikes on Perez. Jams him, fouls it back. Fly ball to right. There is Dave Bautista, makes the catch for the second out. No advance. So it's 2-0 Cleveland here in the bottom of the 5th. Next up, second baseman Colton Wong, who flew out in the third. He's 0 for 1 with a single. He can get another insurance run across the plate. And that's exactly what he aims to do with a line drive down the right field line, which will settle in there for a 2-out double. It's an RBI double for Colton Wong. And now all of a sudden the Cleveland Indians have pushed 3 across here in the 5th inning. It's 3-0 Indians. Ugh. This is painful. All right, so lineup turns over. Up steps Edgar Martinez, who's 0 for 2. And it's a line drive, base hit. He rounds third, he heads home. The throw to the plate is up the line. It's 4-0 Cleveland. All with 2 outs. Oh my goodness, what is happening? I need to get somebody up in the bullpen. I got work to do. All right, hold on a second. Manager's office, bullpen. Paul Bettany is going to warm up, and Paul Rudd is going to warm up. And we're going to send the pitching coach out to the mound for a mound visit to give the pitchers in the bullpen a little time to stretch out, get warm. Al Kaline stepping to the plate with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2. Fastball in there, 97 on the radar gun, strike 1. So It was a 0-0 game, and then just like that, the Cleveland Indians pushed 4 runs across here in the bottom of the 5th to take a 4-0 lead in the first game of this short 2-game set at Progressive. Out of play, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Avengers need to get their hitting shoes on in order to make this an interesting game. Lazy fly ball to center. There is Don Cheadle to retire the side. But as I said, 4 runs push across. And after 5 innings of baseball, it is an official ball game. 4-0 Cleveland. Ooh. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Don Cheadle. He popped out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. The Avengers need base runners now. And that's not the way you started off. You're swinging a pitch that's well inside, showing no patience. Pop up, 1 pitch, 1 away. Next up, Anthony Mackie, 0 for 2. That is not the way it's done. Outside ball 1. Anthony Mackie's a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty, Griffin Canning. Fouls off the high fastball, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. If I've learned anything, I've learned that you never count the Avengers out. Just yesterday in a game against the Colorado Rockies, shallow fly ball to center, racing in is Ken Griffey Jr. and makes the catch for the 2nd out. Just yesterday against the Colorado Rockies, the Rockies were winning 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th, and the Avengers came all the way back to win 10-6. So anything's possible. Up next, Spider-Man Tom Holland. He's 0 for 2. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And he pops him up in the infield. Wong settles under it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Canning. He's still pitching his shutout, 6 shutout innings. After 5.5, it's 4-0 Cleveland. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps Eddie Murray. So this is game number 120 out of 162. So we got about 42 games left, and then the playoffs. That should take some time, but the end is near. Pitch is inside, ball 1, count as 1 ball, no strikes. After that, I'll be retiring this game for a while. That ball is high, it is far, and that ball's gone. Oh, it's 5-0 on Eddie Murray's 34th homer of the season. A line shot down the left field line, check that right field line. And they now have a 5-run advantage here in the bottom of the 6th. This is not going well for the Avengers. Bang. Oof. Oh boy. Manager will go to the bullpen and give Paul Bettany a chance to pitch. Paul Bettany played Vision in the MCU. He's pitched in 31 games out of the bullpen. His record is 2-1 with a 3.55 earned run average. He will face Ken Griffey Jr. here in the bottom of the 6th. Fastball in there. Strike 1. Triple digits on the radar gun. Out in front of the curveball, strike 2. Ground ball the other way against the shift, and he can run for days. He's going to have an easy stand-up double. Oh, boy. They were shifted over for him to pull, and he hits it the other way. And as you can see, there's only one man on the left side of the infield, basically playing shortstop. Oh. Maybe if they'd been playing straight up, Chadwick might have been there. Nevertheless, J.D. Martinez is up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball below the knees, ball 1. This may be one of those games, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe one of those games. Change up in there, 1 ball and 1 strike. J.D. Martinez is a current major leaguer. He plays for the Boston Red Sox. He has power. He's an all-star. Pulls it down the left field line, out of play. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like the video. I sincerely appreciate it. And he nubs it to the shorts. Oh, dropped by Anthony Mackie. And everybody is safe. E6 on Mackie. I'm sure that the rain had something to do with this. Popped off the heel of his glove, and by the time he got a hand on it, everybody was safe. Runners are now at first and third, with there's still nobody out. Gary Anderson is 1 for 2 with a double. Fouls it back, strike one. It's one of those games. Line drive to center, but that could be deep enough to score the run from third. And it will be. That'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Garrett Anderson. And Cleveland now leads 6-0. Ugh. Trevor Story, 2-run single today. He's 1 for 2. He's 29 homers and 70 RBIs on the season. Fastball in there, strike one. Misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. I need to figure out a way to make this a little closer. Oh no! Oh no! That's gone! 2-run home run from Trevor Story. Home run number 30 and RBIs number 71 and 72. And it's now an 8-0 lead for Cleveland. Oh no! Oh shit! Here's the replay. Bang. Oh. Once upon a time in the 4th inning, this was a 0-0 ball game. That feels like yesterday. Next up, Salvador Perez. Deep fly ball to left. There is Sebastian Stan for the second out. Two outs, Colton Wong steps up to the plate. He has an RBI double today. He's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike one. Fouls off the curveball, strike two. Fouls it back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. And he nubs it to the shortstop, fielded by the new Captain America. Throws to first in time, and the side is retired. After 6 innings of baseball, if I'm not mistaken, I think 3 more runs crossed the plate. At the end of 6, it's 8-0 Cleveland. Ugh. Well, Tony Stark walked in the 4th. He's 0 for 1 officially. Steps up to the plate here in the top of the 7th. And he can't hold back. Check swing goes too far, strike one. Line drive to the third baseman for the first out. Martinez barely has to move. And there's one away. Next up, the Incredible Hulk, 0 for 2. Outside ball one. Chase the low fastball. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's a nubber to the mound, fielded by Canning, throws to first in time, 2 away. Little cat-like reflexes off the mound there. Next up, Chris Evans, 0 for 2. Another switch hitter in this lineup, batting from the left side. Fouls it back, strike one. No balls and 2 strikes to Evans. Low and outside, 1 and 2. Ground ball up the middle and through, past the diving Colton Wong and into center field. It's a 2-out single for Chris Evans. 6 2/3, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout for Canning. Next up, Black Panther, 0 for 2. That ball is high, it's far, but it is caught to retire the side. And that is 7 shutout innings for Griffin Canning. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Cleveland winning in a rout. It's 8-0. So, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Up steps Edgar Martinez, who has an RBI single today. The manager will go to the bullpen and bring in Paul Rudd, put him in the game. Paul has pitched in 34 games. He's 1-0 with a 4.23 earned run average. He plays Ant-Man in the MCU. Fastball in there, strike 1. Chases an inside 2-seam fastball. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Edgar Martinez. Struck him out. And there's 1 away. Next up, Al Kaline, who's 0 for 3. In there, strike 1. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Line drive up the middle and through. It is a 1-out single for Al Kaline. He's 1 for 4 today. And the Indians will have a base runner here in the 7th. Soft liner. Next up, Eddie Murray. Eddie had a solo homer in his last at-bat. Lines it. Slicing foul. Strike 1. Fouls off the fastball. Count is 0-2. And he hits a deep drive, but it will curl out of play. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes on Murray. Slices it the other way deep, but playable for Sebastian Stan. That's the 2nd out. 8-0 Cleveland here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 away. Ken Griffey Jr. is 1 for 3 with a double. Scored a run today. Late on the fastball, slices it out of play for strike 1. So I am RC Robbin. If you don't like baseball, it's not the only thing I play. I play other things as well, so keep an eye out for my live streams. Backhanded by Mackie, throws to second for the force to retire the side. 7 complete. 8-0 Cleveland. This is Avengers baseball. Ooh, embarrassing. So we go to the top of the 8th. Up steps Drax the Destroyer. The bullpen is active for the Indians, but I have a feeling that's just customary. He's pitching shutout. He's not going anywhere. Lines it. Slicing foul. Strike 1. Pitch is low and outside. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. The moral of the story is don't play in the rain. Ground ball up the middle and through. It is a leadoff single for Dave Bautista here in the top of the 8th. Maybe the start of something. Who knows?
Now batting, number 16.
Next up, Sebastian Stan, 1 for 2 with a triple. Pitch is high, ball 1. Line drive through the right side. Back-to-back hits for the Avengers here in the top of the 8th. It'll be 1st and 2nd and nobody out for the Avengers. Here's the replay.
Now batting, number 10.
So, next up is James Rhodes. Don Cheadle is 0 for 2. Fastball outside, ball 1. Runners are at first and second, nobody out. It's 8-0 lead for Cleveland. And that's a line drive, base hit. It should be an RBI single. And it will be an RBI single, and the shutout is now gone as it's 8-1 Cleveland. So they're on the scoreboard. Here's the replay. First RBI hit by Don Cheadle in a while. He's been slumping. They all count. So runners will be at first and third. Still nobody out here in the top of the 8th. And Terry Francona, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, have seen enough. Wanted to keep him out there to preserve the shutout, but now that the shutout is gone, it's time to go to the bullpen. He is responsible for both runners on base. Coming in to pitch is Chaz Rowe, pitching in his 63rd game out of the bullpen, record 7-3 with a 3.99 earned run average. Leading off for the game and for this at-bat, Anthony Mackie is 0 for 3 today. He's got runners at first and third, nobody out. And he pulls it foul, strike 1. Two-seam fastball misses outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Tried to paint that black edge. Couldn't quite find it. That ball is high and deep, but foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside, count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. 1 run has crossed the plate, but it's still a 7-run ball game. 8-1 Cleveland. Here's the pitch. That's a deep drive. Back goes Ken Griffey Jr. at the track. Makes the catch, tagging at third. It'll be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for the new Captain America as Cleveland now leads 8-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. Next up is Tom Holland, who's 0 for 3. Runner at first, 1 away. Here comes the pitch from Rowe. Out in front of the slider, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. That ball is high. It is far. That ball is gonzo. That is a 2-run home run for Tom Holland. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Number 15 on the season. And just like that, it's an 8-4 ball game. Now 4 runs have crossed the plate here in the top of the 8th. And things are starting to get a little interesting. Let's watch the replay. Bang. Boom. Bomb. So, next up, Tony Stark. It's a 4-run lead for the Cleveland Indians. Tony's walked in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. Fouls off the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. And he yanks the inside fastball down the right field line. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Tony. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there are 2 away. Got tricked on that inside slider. So 2 away, bases empty. Up next is Mark Ruffalo, 0 for 3 today. Rowe deals. Sets and deals. Down and in, ball 1. Line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will bounce in there, but they'll hold him to a single. Nice coverage by Al Kaline moving to his right in the outfield. So that's a 6-game hitting streak for Mark Ruffalo. So 2 outs, runner at first. Next up is Chris Evans. Switch hitter batting from the left side, 1 for 3 with a single. Pops him up, front of home plate, in foul territory. Perez makes the catch to retire the side, but they score 4 times. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, it's Cleveland 8, the Hollywood Avengers 4. This is Avengers Baseball. Leading off, J.D. Martinez, 1 for 3. Single, 2 runs scored. Manager, bullpen. Warm up, warm up. Ground ball to the shortstop, fielded cleanly by Mackie. Cut the check, there's 1 away. Next up, Garrett Anderson has an RBI double today. He's 1 for 2. And he pulls the fastball foul. So it's 8-4 Cleveland as we prepare for the 9th inning. Line drive, racing back is Batista. He will make the catch. Nice coverage out there in right field for the 2nd out. Thought it might go over his head, but the big man chased it down. There's 2 away. Trevor Story hit a home run in his last at-bat. He has 4 RBIs today. 2 for 3. Ant-Man needs to be careful. Fastball outside corner, strike 1, 96 on the radar gun. Swing and a miss out in front of the curveball. A quick 0-2 count. Inside and high, ball 1. Count is 1-2. Chases a breaking ball, strikes him out. We go to the 9th. Last licks for the Avengers. They need 4 runs to tie. It's 8-4 Cleveland. This is Avengers Baseball. Let's do this. Ha ha ha. So leading off in the 9th, Tony Barnett is the pitcher of record. Not pitcher of record, pitcher on the mound. Comes in and out of the bullpen. He's 4-2 with a 4.01 earned run average. He's not the closer. They may need the closer before I'm done. Black Panther leads off here in the 9th. Let's see what happens. We need base runners. And that's the first one. It's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap. He makes a big turn, but will hold. Smart decision on the bases. A leadoff single for Black Panther. Wakanda forever. And here's the replay. Next up is Dave Batista. Dave's 1 for 3 with a single. Out in front of the cut fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Bozeman leads off first. Fouls off the curveball. 2 quick strikes on Drax. Count is 0-2. A lot of speed over there at first base, but there's no need to steal. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on the cutter. And there's 1 out here in the 9th. Nasty pitch darting down and away. Let's look at the replay. Thought it was a fastball. Disappeared into the glove of the catcher. Next up, Sebastian Stan. Sebastian has a single, a triple. He is 2 for 3. Cut fastball misses outside, ball 1. Nasty pitch. Looked like a strike until the last moment. Cutter inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Bucky. Checks the swing, pitches outside. Count is 3-0. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. We need base runners. I will not swing. I don't care. He could ephus ball it up there if he wanted to. High, call the strike. Now it's 3-1 count. That's a hitter's count. Let's see what happens. That's a line drive to center, but playable. Front of the warning track, Griffey makes the catch for the second out, and the Avengers are down to their final out of the game. Representing that final out of the game, Don Cheadle, who had an RBI single in his last at-bat. Let's see if it's an indication of good things to come. And it is. It's the second straight hit. Hits off the heel of the glove. They're going to take an extra base. Not that it matters. There'll be 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs in the 9th. A single could turn this into an 8-6 ball game. So it's a single and an E7 on Garrett Anderson in the left. And now the closer, Dennis Eckersley, will come in. Dennis is 1-0. He has 28 saves, 3.27 earned run average. He does have 5 blown saves, so something to look forward to. Next up, Anthony Mackie, 0 for 3, but he does have a sac fly today. 2 outs. He represents the final out of the game. Let's see if he can keep it going. And he fouls it off late on the fastball, strike 1. Mackie's hitting .386 with runners in scoring position. He gets on base. The tying run comes to the plate. And that ball is caught to retire the side. Ball game over. Cleveland Indians win 8-4. So that's the first game of a 2-game series. Here, a short, quick 2-game series. We'll go to the Cleveland Indians. The Avengers, I think, are 76 and 44, if I'm not mistaken. Hollywood Avengers lose to Cleveland. Cleveland is 8 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Hollywood Avengers 4 runs, 9 hit, 1 error. Griffin Channing gets the win. Tom Hiddleston gets the loss. He fails to record win number 15. Eckersley comes in, throws 1 pitch, and gets a 1/3 of the 1-out save. Trevor Story, homer, 4 RBIs. He is your player of the game. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, even when we lose. It sucks, but even in baseball, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's just part of the game. Thank you so much for watching. The final again. Cleveland wins 8-4. Have a great night.